Welcome back to CfTesla. My name is Cody, and on this channel we do all kinds of installs and product reviews, stuff like that for your Tesla, where all the installs are done by a complete amateur, yours truly. Today we're circling back to our install we did, I don't know, 6 months ago, where we installed a tilting mount for the Model 3 screen. My buddy Matt over at Tech Forum sent it out to me, and today we are circling back to that with the new model. This baby takes it to a whole new level. Now the screen can be tilted or it can be put back flat again to make it different for different people in the car behind you, and even for you guys to help eliminate the glare in all of our driving shots. Now if you haven't seen that video, I'll put it down in the description. But if you remember on that video, I had to actually take a hammer. I didn't have a mallet, rubber mallet, and then I had to put a piece of cloth and then hit on it like that to actually get the mount in. We're gonna see if I still have to do that again this time. This new mount is supposed to be just as easy to install, if not easier. So let's go out there and get right to it. I love it when YouTubers do the walk away thing, as if you guys don't know we had to come back and grab the camera. All right, now to get started, let me share with you what exactly I brought with me into the car. Now keep in mind, I don't know the exact measurements, but I did bring with me this 13 millimeter. It fit on the nut or the bolt here, so I'm assuming that's correct. As well as a 3/16 Allen wrench because, well, it fit inside the hole of this one. Now I will say too right off the bat that if you want a really detailed description of how to install this, just go to Tech Forum website and look it up on there. Matt broke it all down. But I'm gonna do my best to show you guys how I did it. And you're guys gonna watch me do this for the first time as usual, and I'll make sure to point out all my mistakes. But I have done this once already, so I think this is gonna be pretty easy. So the first thing I'm gonna do is put it into screen clean mode, and you can see here, you just go into your settings here, you go into display, and then you just tap the screen clean mode and it goes black. Now next, this may be kind of obvious, but you wanna just throw something down here just to protect your console. So next I'm gonna be taking off the wrap that I have back here around the old mount. Now keep in mind, if you're doing this for the first time, you're gonna have the plastic mount here, in which case reflect to my first video, which again, down in the description, to figure out how to get that off. The first step is to get super awkward in here. I'm gonna pull this Velcro off. I'm gonna take off the little heat sensor that I had strapped in there. We'll be putting this back on again later. And then there you go, that's off. Now onto the mount. So the next thing I'm gonna be removing here is these little bolts right here. All right, lefty loosey, righty tighty. You don't wanna put these very tight, so they're pretty easy to get off here. And now one thing I remember from last time was I went and got some needle nose pliers to get off the clip that I'm gonna be attaching, or that's attached to the screen, that connects the wiring harness to the screen. So I'm gonna go get that and make sure I'm ready for that, because trying to do it with your fingers, it's very frustrating, to say the least. The second one, you're just gonna obviously hold the screen as level as it can to get this second bolt out of here. All right, great. So there we go. We've got it down, and you can see the old mount, how you had some small adjusters in there, but it was designed to basically to stay, tilting towards the driver. Let's get this one out, and we'll get the new one in. Okay, now you can see how this is all clipped in here. It's pretty basic. I mean, you just have this one clip right here, and just the idea is that you'd pinch this and pull it straight out by just rocking it. But in my last video, you guys saw I tried that for about 7,000 hours and I still couldn't get it. So I just kind of taped up some needle nose pliers, and you just gotta be super careful, and it came out very easily last time. So I'm hoping for the same luck this time. You just gotta push in those little clips on the side like that. Piece of cake. Wow. Last time I created so many unpleasant words trying to get this out. So the one thing I will say that you gotta be really careful of is that this is now a gigantic hole that goes down into your computer. You wanna be very, very careful you don't drop any bolts or anything when you're working up here down onto this and get down in there, because that is a not good thing to do. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna take off the mount that is currently on there right now and get it ready so that we can put this new one on. And then at that point, we will be at the spot that most of you guys are at when you just ordered this from Matt and you're ready to install it yourself. Now you can see that on here that there's a lot of different scratches that came on here, because for some reason on mine they are extremely tight, and there's even a lot of flexibility on these things to get these in, like you can move these around and all.
but for whatever reason, the gap in here on mine was really rough, and I had to really pound it to get in there, but it came out okay, just a couple good tugs. So now in Matt's video, in his install video, he talks about putting this temperature sensor down over here, mounted. I've always kept mine in the shroud. As you can see here, you can actually put it in the shroud, but I am going to not put it over here like he suggests, because mine was already so tight. I couldn't imagine if I put a zip tie in there, it's gonna have room. So I'm gonna leave it the way it was because it seemed to be working just fine. Now the next thing Matt says to do is to take these two little Velcro, I think he calls them shrouds, and stick them right here on the two sides. There's already holes there, and Matt provides the screws in his kit. So we're gonna get those on real quick, and those are gonna hold the shroud that goes on after, that kind of hides all this. So once on again, I got my 3/16, put this down here. Again, be super careful that you're not gonna drop anything inside of that center hole there on the screen. Don't over tighten these, of course. This stuff's all pretty sensitive. All right, now it is time to install the new mount. So this is all ready to go. The screen's ready to go. We've got the little doohankuses down here, and by the way, that is the technical term. It is going to be looking like this. Okay, this is how it's going to go into the car. These mounts right here, as you can see, are you know, there's only really one way. You can try to stick it in this way, but you know, if you get yourself looking like this, you probably know you did something wrong. All right, you know, if you try to go like this and you find that, well, you get the point. So these big things here, they're just gonna go straight into there, and they're gonna be screwed straight up from here. So it's real quite simple. We just take this and it just kind of pushes around, and wow, this one went in so much easier than the last one I installed. And yeah, that's going to be great. And so a couple things to point out that are new about this version, as well as it has a place here to hook the wire harness that'll go in like that once it's attached to the screen, so that as it's pivoting like this, you're going to have the ability to have it not get caught up in anything. It just kind of holds it there nicely. Also, that's really important that this pivots, because as we try to put the bolts in here to screw it in, this is going to pivot out of the way so we can actually do that. Keep in mind that you're going to need to reuse the bolts that came that you took out originally, and they're the ones that look all super goofy and weird. You guys can see that really well. The ones that come with the screen are the ones that attach the actual screen to the mount. These ones were already factory in the car. They're the 10mm ones. So we're gonna put these in like this, okay? And then what we can do is just pivot this out of the way a little bit and just scoot these on in like this, almost there. And I'm realizing that I'm not gonna be able to get a socket back up in here, so I need to get a 10mm wrench and finish that. But I'll do the same thing over here on this side. And of course, it's starting to rain, so this is also going to be an experiment of how long will my camera last before it dies from the rain. You want to get these pretty snug, but not over tight. You know, none of the stuff needs to be crazy tight. Just make it nice and snug there. Excellent. So now you can see how this is all going to work with the pivot. And to be honest with you, I'm going to leave it that loose too. You can tighten this to make it so it's not that loose, but I want to be able to turn it as I'm doing different things in the car. All right, so now that this is all installed, what we're going to do is we're going to install the screen next. So we're just going to put this in the same way we took it out, and you can see there's only really one way you can do this. It's kind of got this you know, little tab sticking out there, so it goes straight down back into the screen the same way. I'm just going to slide the screen up a little bit so I don't have to pick it up, and I'm going to just put it just like that. Snaps right back into place. Very simple. Again, this is just dangling, so if this is dangling on yours, congratulations, you're doing fine. Or you could do like Matt says, which is great if it fit. And to be honest, this one went in so much better than the last one. I'm pretty sure I could have actually zip tied the temperature sensor here back up there and would have been just fine, but I didn't do it, so whatever. The next part's gonna be kind of tricky because we're gonna be taking these and placing them while we're holding the screen. So it's gonna be a little bit tricky here to get this, you know, in there. But hey, we're gonna get this done. This is not that complicated. Also remember that the washer goes on the bottom with these, so the whole piece is gonna be like this, and then it goes straight up in through here, but after you're in this piece. All right, now let's do this. So this is gonna go about right underneath here like this. I wanna just come and take a look at this so I can really see what's going on. I'm gonna make sure that this piece here is in there like that, and then that should just screw right in just like that. And you're gonna just obviously hand tighten these until you get them both in. And once you get this first one in, you just get that angle right. Let's do the same thing here on this side. And we're gonna take our 13mm and we're gonna just snug those up again. Not too tight, just, oops, put it on tighten here. Not too much, just get it, you know, so it ain't gonna fall out on you when you're driving down the freeway. And it wants to turn on you a little bit. So you just gotta kind of hold the screen while you tighten it. And you can already see the range it's gonna have. I mean, look at this already. You can see there, that's quite a range. I mean, I'm just kind of first impressions here. This is flat, right? All the way over to the passenger, all the way over to me like I was used to before. That is cool. Wow, I love that. And you know what? That's like the perfect tension too. Like, it's not gonna move. There's no way that's moving by hitting bumps and stuff. It's a nice, very smooth turn. I mean, it really turns over to the passenger side. Like, man, if she needs to, Amber needs to browse the internet or, you know, whatever over there. Maybe I'm parked and taking a nap. She wants to watch a little YouTube. And of course, I mean, you can see the gap here away from my knee. I mean, I got four fingers in there, plenty of room. Of course, my chair is in, you know, exit mode. So really it'd be something like this, but you know, it's still pretty nice. I mean, I'm a 6'2", and there's really no way I'm gonna hit that. Good. So now next, let's get the shroud wrapped around it. So it's pretty obvious here where things go. I mean, this is gonna be where the temperature sensor goes in. You put the round thing through the round thing. So this is gonna just go right in here like this. Press that down in there. You're gonna wrap one on top of the other, just like that. Gonna hold that in there nice and tight, and then this is just simply gonna wrap around the back. And by the way, it goes like this. So when you're holding it like this, it's gonna go like this, and then insert up like that. So when you're installing this, you just kinda like tuck that in a little bit there. And again, you've got these little things on the side we installed that are gonna help you and help hold this in place. But it's really pretty self-explanatory. Wrap the top around on the left side first, the driver's side, and then follow through while tucking it in. All right, so now before my camera shorts out from all the rain, let's just quickly go over a couple things. So first of all, first impressions, absolutely love it. I loved it before, but now I can adjust it. Like, man, awesome design, man. It feels solid. There is no movement here. It's lightweight, and you can adjust it. I mean, that is sick. Next thing to do is to get out there and go and drive it around, test it out, just kind of see what it's like, just for a quick second, and that'll be the end of this video. So let's go do that real quick. Okay, so like, honestly, it's pretty ridiculous. I love it. I mean, we're just driving around through my neighborhood here, and it just feels like the normal screen that like I bought the car. But I'm like, if I'm like, you know what, no one else is in the car, I just want it myself, a little more towards me, I just kind of pull it here, tilt it towards me, and it's completely different. I feel like the screen is completely looking at me now versus the rest of the people in the car, which if you talk to people, even people that work for Tesla, like I know a couple of people, they're like, yeah, we don't know why they don't make this standard anyway. So it's very easy to adjust. So you can see there, as you'll see in our future driving videos, this is looking right at the camera. Not a lot of sun today, so it's hard to really see the difference in glare. But then you pull this way, and again, it, you know, looks like that. So it is really, really great. I love it. I absolutely love it. So here's kind of my final thoughts on this thing. I love it. It works great. Matt, this was a home run, man. You did a great job on this. You put a ton of work into these kind of things, and you're very precise, and you know what, man? You nailed it. So I'm gonna really enjoy using this thing. I already love my tilted screen, and now it's even better because it can move. So that's awesome. So guys, if you want one of these things, you can buy one of these actually from Matt. Just head over to Tech Forum YouTube channel, and you'll see all the information over there. Pick yourself up one of these things. They're pretty awesome. So anyway, guys, we got a lot of other installs coming up. We got like the seat massagers, and I've always got some crazy thing coming up. So make sure, if you're not already, that you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of those videos, and I will see you on the next one. Later.